Hey everybody, it's DeAnn, Alaine, the General of Joy. I just got to be on Kim Sorrelle's Love Is podcast. I can't believe I just got to totally do this. If y'all, you need to totally tune in. You want to learn joy strategies? Totally tune in. And if you don't want to listen to me, don't listen to me, but at least subscribe to her podcast, Love Is. And if you haven't listened to the particular podcast with Kate Wood, Who Are You Dreaming For? You need to go back and listen to her, okay? So much goodness in that one episode. I'm a subscriber. Are you a subscriber yet? Come on, let's get in this together. Love is.
Welcome to the show. I'm so happy you're here. You are going to be so happy you're here. I'm Kim Sorrelle. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I get to do so many fun things in life, but my favorite thing to do by far is to meet people. And I get to meet such extraordinary, wonderful people. And today is no exception. You are going to love my guest. We have been talking before the show for a while, and I feel like we're old friends. She is wonderful in every possible way. She's a comedian. She loves Jesus with her whole heart. She is doing a comedy tour. She's a writer. She's a speaker. She does incredible stuff. Her story is great. We're going to have so much fun today. DeAnn, welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Kim. I am so thrilled to be here. Kim Sorrelle, the only chick with the longest Sorrelle, 2 L's, 2 E's. Let's go. We're breaking records right here. We're going to break the joy. Your joy-dometer is going to be like, pa-ching. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I am thrilled that you are here. And thanks for that. And yes, your joy meter is going to go crazy. So that is such a good thing, because who doesn't need more joy? Everybody needs more joy. Okay, so DeAnn, I want people to get to know you. So I'd love for you to start out with telling us about 8-year-old DeAnn.
Oh, 8-year-old DeAnn met Jesus. 8-year-old DeAnn, she was a spunky little chick. She was a bit on the slow side.
Slow as in running?
Pretty much everything. Last to make it to the car, last to learn how to tie my shoes. Slow in everything. So, prior to the 8-year-old DeAnn, I was born with a condition where my organs were growing, but my bones weren't. Doctors told my mother she's going to die. My brain was going to be crushed by my skull because my skull wasn't growing. And I was delayed in every way, with academia, with speech, with a lot. And so there was so much overcoming. So I'm like, oh my gosh, my 8-year-old self yes, I was tying my shoes at 8.
That's good.
Jesus healed me, and then he became my savior. And so I didn't ever know. I didn't ever not know his voice, because my mother said I would hum all the time. Music has been a part of me. I started singing at 3, at 4, when I wasn't in the hospital, and coming out of the hospital, and my happy place was church. That was my happy place, because every other place in my life, even as an 8-year-old, was a tough place. And I knew that Jesus loved me, and he made my 8-year-old self much more joyful with what my body had gone through up to that point. And so as an 8-year-old, oh my God, I was held back in the 3rd grade when I was 8.
Yeah, so 8 was a great year for me to pick for you, apparently.
Oh,
yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So I was a silly kid. Very easy to please, very contented. And had a mouth on me then. when I found my voice, my mother's like, "Oh my sweet Lord Almighty!"
Yeah, they were hoping for some of the quiet days once in a while, maybe. Yeah, I can see
Oh,
that.
I'm sure you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, your disease, how you were healed? I want to
Yes.
hear the story.
Yeah, okay. My mom was a single mom with three daughters. Okay. I'm the youngest. And she became a Christian like right after I was born. And so I grew up in a church environment. So we lived in a single wide trailer in Hood River, Oregon. And some elders from the church came over. I was sick again. And they anointed me with oil and prayed for me. And like every handful of months I'd have to go get checked out again at the University of Oregon Med Center for kids and stuff, and they'd be like, well, we can't explain it, she's like still alive. And by the time I got to 8 years old, 9 years old, they're like, we don't need to see her again. She's a miracle. That she's alive is a miracle. And so I knew Jesus is my healer before I knew him as my savior, and it's been a wild ride.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. It's pretty cool that way, I gotta say. So, when you were a kid, did you look at the future at all? Did you say, man, when I grow up, I wanna something?
Oh, for sure. I when I was 8, and even younger, even littler than that, I knew I was going to sing for Jesus. Like I knew my whole life I was going to sing for Jesus, whatever that looked like. I thought I was going to be a pastor's wife. People were setting me up even as a child, with that mentality, right? Because I wasn't so bright. Because I was so delayed. And they're like, DeAnn, she loves people so well. She loves old people. She loves singing. She can play the piano, which is a miracle. Like, she's got a skill. Thank you, God. She's got a skill. And so that's what I was being prepared in my life to do. And um that's yeah. So I always knew I was gonna sing for the Lord. I just didn't know I was gonna be singing comedy for him and for God's people, and for all people, actually. Not even, I mean, I'm a Christian and I do clean comedy. I do Christian comedy. Um but anymore being a clean comedian I love Jesus. So I'm a Christian comedian. I I just didn't know. And I mean, I was a moron, babe. Okay. I like it's a miracle I went to college and I actually graduated. Like nobody expected that of DeAnn, okay? And I don't say that to be like harsh to anybody. I'm just saying if he can use me to do whatever he wants, he can use anybody. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, it's always interesting to me uh, how things mold you, the things that we go through in life, right? How they affect you and how they mold you. And you can kind of let things mold you one way or another. You can grow bitter and angry and resentful, or you can grow, right? And you can have more joy and more love and more understanding and more empathy and more compassion. And so you get to decide what way you're going to take things and what way you're going to go with things, because it can be easy to just kind of wallow in it. Oh my gosh, my first 8 years of life, I'm in and out of the hospital. It could be something you just hang on to that way, but you've chosen to not hang on to it that way and instead just recognize the miracle of it all and the excitement. And then now you just exude joy. You bring that into every area of your life. And so for people that are watching this, you can see there is a glow around DeAnn, a glow of joy. And I love that. And if you're just listening to it, you got to take my word for it. It's there. And so I love that you just have this joy. So I imagine you as this kid laughing a lot, helping other people laugh a lot, enjoying life, whatever life threw at you. And then in college, same thing. Yes, studying whatever, but enjoying it, bringing joy into it. And so then someday you met this man of your dreams, and I'm guessing that's one of the things that he was so attracted to, is that you just have so much joy.
Oh, let me tell you, sister, when we do like a couples love edition episode that you have, I will have him on. Yes, and yes. Okay, so that in itself was a miracle meeting. Okay, I think one of the reasons why my joy is so full is because when you have the kind of delays that I've worked to overcome, you celebrate every little win. Like that has really been a huge factor in molding the decisions like you were just mentioning. And so when you know how to celebrate every little victory, I don't care how tiny it is, a victory is a victory. My parents were high celebratory people and still are. And so I'm forever grateful to them. They still put inflatables in front of their house, even though they have grandchildren that are adults, like who are having kids now. And they would say to me, Christians should be the most joyful people on the planet. I mean, we have a savior who saved us. And so um when it comes to my husband, that was joy in itself. I knew that morning before leaving my bedroom, I kid you, this is 100% true. I got to the door frame of my bedroom and I heard the Holy Spirit say to me, "Put on your lotion." Now I don't know if you're like what kind of chick you are, is but like if you know you're gonna go on a date, you're gonna shave your legs and you're gonna put on your lotion. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
doesn't mean the guy's gonna get anything, but let's just okay. It doesn't
you
mean
feel
that. It
better.
just
Right.
it just means you're taking care of your business, right? So, so I was like, oh, okay, Lord. I had shaved my legs. I was gonna be a guest minister at a church with prophetic like worship. I've been a singer songwriter and minister for many like decades. Okay, and so this whole musical comedy thing didn't kick in until like later in life, and the Lord hit me over the head with a brick saying, "Hey, honey, what I told you I wanted you to write and build relationships, I was talking about comedy." I was like, oh, okay. Right. So I was going to be a guest minister at this church, and because I had the Sunday off from the worship team of the church that I was attending. And the day before, I had ministered at what is that? It's a women's organization. I don't know if it's still going anymore though. Anyway, it was a Christian women's organization, national, I think even international. And oh, it's on the tip of my brain. Anyway, the day before I administered in the church at this women's event, and he invited me back the next day. And I said, okay, I said, I need to ask you a favor. We spent 2 hours just praying for people, and I was playing keyboard while he was praying for hundreds and hundreds of women at this event. Okay, hundreds and hundreds of women. It took hours, but it was so much fun. Like that's when you know you're in your zone, when you're working and you're having so much fun while you're doing it. So at the end of the whole thing, I said, "Listen, would you mind praying for me? I'm asking the Lord for a husband who will trust me, that when I go out on the road, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in comedy, whatever that looks like, he knows that I'll be trustworthy and he'll be secure in his own identity in that." And he's like, "All right." So he prayed for me, and the next day, I'm in my room, and I put on so much lotion, Kim. I had lotion up to my armpits with like excess. There was like, I was going to get ready, right? So I get to the church and I meet up with the pastor, and when I leave his office, because they're having a like fire Holy Ghost prayer meeting in his office leading up to the service. I leave his office. I'm at the water fountain, take a drink. I turn around, and my girlfriend Linda, who um, is the one that like hired me to do the praise and worship for the women's event the day before, she's like, DeAnn, I want you to meet a friend of mine. Okay, okay. If you're a woman, you're gonna totally get this. Okay, when a woman says, "I want you to meet a friend of mine," and it's a man, you kind of assume that they're like seeing each other or they're like more than a friend, right? And so I'm like, well, he's not. He's off limits, right? And I was in ministry mindset anyway, and he ended up being the man that I married. He
Oh.
I met him at the water fountain. It's like we walk into the sanctuary, and okay, this was like an a large urban church, okay? And so there's in this beautiful sea of milk chocolate and dark chocolate, there's like 3 specks of salt in the whole auditorium. And I said, Linda, is it okay if I sit on the end of this row so that I could get up to the platform when pastor wants me to minister? And she said no, and I said, oh, okay. So I ended up sitting right next to Gregory, and so we looked like a couple. And and I knew before the service was done, Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, here he is. And I was just like, oh, he's so handsome. And he's from North Carolina, so he has like this charming Southern twang about him. And wow. Yeah. So we just celebrated 15 years of marriage.
Wow, congratulations. What
Thank
a
you.
great story. I love, love, love that story. So I'm assuming he wasn't seeing your friend after all. She
Yes.
wanted to
Yeah.
introduce you, so that's a good thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, there is just something special when you know. And I mean, when God's telling you, then you
Yeah.
kind of take it seriously. And
Yes.
but yeah, there is something incredible about when you find your person and then you know that that's your person. And how exciting, how cool. I love your
Yeah,
story.
let
I
me
love it.
tell just all of your single roses. If you're listen, girls, okay? If you're a single rose and your eyes are on Jesus, you don't need to worry about this dating site or that dating site. God will use whatever he wants to use. If he's leading you to do that, then definitely do that. But I wasn't looking for him. The Lord delivered me to him and delivered him to me. Okay, I wasn't looking. It doesn't mean I wasn't stupid and didn't go on an online dating app and end up getting matched up with a an armless little person, because I did. He lied about his identity, and I didn't know it. I met this guy with he was like 3'1" with no arms, and he was really nice. Like, I was just surprised though, and so for all the single roses, keep your eyes on Jesus. I'm not kidding. If you will keep your eyes on Jesus, he will bring that match right to you. You don't have to obsess about it. He wants you to know the right person. And he does not want you to be mismatched. He totally loves you. He sees you where you're at. And just remember, even though the Lord gave me the man that he called me to be a wife to, and he called my husband to be a husband to me, there's still double the thorns. Okay, there's still double the trouble. So don't be in a rush.
Oh, yeah, that's such great advice. That is such great advice because there are women that God knows the desires of our heart and desires so much to be with somebody. But you don't want to compromise. You don't want to be with somebody just to be with somebody. You want to be with the person that's going to make you laugh, that's going to hold your hand, that's going to be there supporting you, that's going to trust you and love you through thick and thin and all of that. And hopefully he knows the difference between the bedroom floor and the clothes hamper. All those things are great things if they work out. But God knows who you should be with and has been setting somebody up for their whole life just to be with you. So wait it
Yes.
out and wait for the right person is key. And I just know I've heard lots of stories, right? You hear lots of people's love stories. And some people, oh, they were best friends for 5 years, and then one day went, shoot, maybe we should kiss or whatever. Well, I think there's also this story of when you know, that there's just something different, that there's something that you just go, man, my heart is just beating out of my chest and wants to be sharing the same heart with this person. And that's how it was for me. And so I know that feeling exists and it's a great feeling. So, yes, and worth waiting for.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Because you're still going to have to fight to keep your joy. You're still going to have to make that decision every day. But knowing that he picked your match for you says that the Lord knows every day in my marriage that I'm going to have from start to finish. He knows every day. He knows the days when I would want to kill him. He knows those days. And he's already equipped me to not do that because I don't like the idea of prison. I really just don't.
So you keep the guns in the safe and on those tapes.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't buy a silencer. It's too easy to think about.
That's right. Don't hire anybody. Those people always get caught. There's just things to avoid when
I
it comes to
know.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But one thing that I always think that I think is funny, because I did this whole love adventure, right? Figuring out love and
Yeah.
some things that we think about love that aren't true about love, like that love's a two-way street. It's not. I'm telling you, love is 100% up to you. How you decide to walk it, give it, live it is up to you. If you're looking for that two-way street, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be heartbroken because love might come back to you in an entirely different way than you expected to, or not at all. So you give love, period. Just love. Just it's the best, freest, most wonderful way to live is just love. Just love everybody. And so I always think it's kind of interesting and I'm guilty of this. So I got married at 18. I was young. And but I knew he was my person and we had a great, great marriage. But when people are so excited to walk down that aisle, right? That feeling of, oh my gosh, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with this person. They're the greatest. We just planned this great wedding. And then they go on this wonderful honeymoon and everything is wonderful. And then they come home and they're so happy and they're so happy they're finally married and together and living in the same place and sharing everything. And then he leaves his dirty underwear on the bathroom floor. And you think, who is this Neanderthal that I just married? And it's like, no, you didn't marry a Neanderthal. He's no different than he was. That was just something he did. That's not who he is. He's not dirty underwear on the floor guy. That's not who he is. The man that you said I do to. And so to keep that in mind and realize those are things that people do. And those are things that can irritate us. Those are things that can make us want to kill somebody until we put them in perspective and go, that's just a thing. That's just a thing he does. And we're raised in two different households. We come from two different places. And so the sooner you can realize that and let those things go or direct them to the hamper, show them that that exists or whatever you need to do, but separate the person from the actions you don't like.
That's so good. Kim, that is so key because everyone has their own idiosyncrasies. I mean, idiosyncrasies. No, I said that right the first time. Everybody, I have mine, and I know what mine are. And when I think about my beloved, when I think about him, um, whatever little things that honestly little things they don't get under my skin. I've I've got I've got the right kind of thick skin, right? It's not the self-protective and the self-preservation thick skin like I used to have. It's I got a tender underbelly. But things like that just don't bother me because I think, wow, you know what? he woke up this morning and he prayed for me.
Mhm.
Can I deal with um how often he will use doorknobs to hang his shorts on? Every doorknob, like every doorknob, right? And guess what? When I come through the door, I love going out. I love connecting with people. I love it. When I come home though, I'm telling you, 10 minutes after I'm home, I have pulled my bra off, my robe is on, my slippers are on, and I am comfortable. He deals with that too, ladies, okay? Let's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
how fast can I get this over the shoulder boulder holder off? Like,
Oh,
how
no,
quick?
yeah,
Right?
right.
I am so experienced. It's like David with his slingshot. I can whip that sucker off so fast. So
No
he
kidding.
deals with those things like that with me too. And
Mhm.
so like I'll drape it on the hamper instead of go one a little extra like 5 centimeters to put it in the actual hamper, right? So think of yourself, think of your quirks, think of your idiosyncrasies. I do with mine, and then think, wow, he prays for me.
Mhm.
Like, what's the bigger thing? What's the bigger thing to make a bigger deal?
Mhm.
Wow, that is wow. He encouraged me today. Wow. He did that for me today. And it's not even one of his love languages. Like, I'm so much more wired like a dude. Okay. I am a pretty disgusting woman. I'm glad to be a woman. I love being a woman, right? I love being a woman. And at the same time, it's just like, oh my gosh, I have to shower again. I shower because I like being married. It's not my favorite thing to do. And I mean, I live in Orlando, so it's not like we really have winter, but I will still go a couple months. I mean, it's like without shaving my legs and like, it's like I was born in the 70s, okay? It's like the nicest shag carpet. And now it's like becoming sparse. I don't know, you're too young to know this, I'm sure. Like you look like you just came out of like being 21 a few years ago. And so like I've got like sections of my leg that are not growing hair anymore. I'm like, well, wow, that's kind of nice. I can like pat shave.
It saves so much time. And I don't know if you were talking about me when you were saying that I'm younger. I'm
Yes,
a lot
yes.
older than you are, much older. And one wonderful thing that happens is that, yes, you get the patches. And then, like, I hardly ever have to shave my legs at my age. Like, I think I just shaved them and shaved them and shaved them enough that the hair said, I'm sick of growing back because all you do is take me off because I hardly ever have to shave anymore. It's a blessing of growing older. It's not so bad. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I have to agree. I fully agree with that. My armpits, that's an entirely different story though. It's like, why didn't my older sisters tell me everywhere you shave, guess what? It's going to come back like the Amazon bush. Like, why don't they tell you that when you're young? So I started shaving like obviously like 13 years old, and it's like this cute little patch, right? It's like a cute little patch. And now, if I want to shave my pits, I got to start at my ankles, right? Because everything is sagging and everything. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, things change. Our bodies change. I don't know. It's just
I'm
gravity.
so
I
glad that
can
when I
blame
was younger, I
gravity.
never got a tattoo. I'm so glad. Like, because I might have gotten a tattoo that says Jehovah, and at my age now, it would have said Sharon.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. That rose would turn into a long stemmed rose in a hurry.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
yeah. This body is naked of tattoos. Like, I have none. I yeah, I don't even like a shot. Why would I want to get a tattoo?
Oh
Like,
my gosh, no
just
kidding.
the
The
pain
pain.
of it. Like, yeah, not for me.
Yeah, yeah. I did hear something interesting about tattoos once
Ooh,
that kind of changed my thinking on tattoos. because
Ooh.
I was born in the 60s. And so tattoos came on a little bit later. I mean, guys in the Navy were getting them, but
Yeah.
you can see them everywhere all the time, like you do today. And so as they started getting more and more popular, I was like, man, I don't know that I like tattoos. Like, holy cow, when it's permanent, like it's your whole life, like you, that's some dedication, right? To marry a tattoo. Like, I don't know that I could ever find something that I would like that much. You know, I never wanted to do like the dolphins around the belly button or the, different things that were popular throughout the years.
Yeah, those turn to carp when you get to
Thank
be
you.
60 and 70. Okay. They don't say a cute little dolphin.
No,
Just
they
letting
don't.
you know. And when you get pregnant, just saying,
They,
turns into a whale. Okay. Does
yeah,
not say a cute little dolphin.
no, it does not stay that way. But what I heard was we all kind of dress the same. We all kind of have a uniform. So depending on what country you live in, there's different cultural ways to dress, right? And so, for men, they wear pants and a shirt in the United States. I mean, it might be a different color pants, might be a different shirt, but we kind of have a uniform sort of. And the thing that differentiates you from everybody else that can make you especially unique is a tattoo, because you might be dressed just like somebody else. You might look similar to somebody else. But that, even though we know we are all individual, we are all created differently, there's nobody exactly like us anywhere, there still can be a look. But when you have a tattoo, that's a separator. That is something that makes you more unique than the person that's wearing your same pants and shirt. So I thought, oh, well, I guess so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a thought. It's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I I think that because okay, from a medical standpoint, listen, the skin is the largest organ on the human body. And what a lot of, and many years ago, I was a nurse. I was a licensed practical nurse. And so some of the things that I've learned about the inks that are being used in tattoos are actually very, very harmful for the human body. So when I think about your podcast, when I think about love, when I think about the value and the love of people and really loving people, I would want people to know you need to be careful. And so I'm content not having tattoos. I am myself big enough without needing anything like that. Like I pretty much fill a room, right? So I don't need any kind of differentiation in that way because my personality is a pretty large one, and so it's it's a strategic larger personality. I know when to be smaller. I know when to be larger than life, and so when I think of loving people, my heart really goes into, would you want your kidneys tattooed? Would you want your lungs tattooed? Think about that, because when you get your skin, anything you put on your skin is going internally. It doesn't just sit on the surface, it's being absorbed into your body. And so it makes your whole system, right? God gave us a body with 7 systems, right? And 7 is the number of perfection and completion. So when I think, if I am doing something that can affect those systems and the efficiency of how they operate, I want to love people to at least let them be informed. The brighter the pigmentations of whatever ink you're thinking about, the higher incidence of cancer. Okay? And because I love people, I would want people to know that. And so while I understand the heart behind that, even I mean there are I have a friend who has a tattoo that says Jehovah, and the artist misspelled Jehovah. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. I know too much. So if you're wondering about it, just ask the Lord. Okay, just ask him. It's really not complicated. If it's going to be right for you, then ask him before you do something permanent.
Yeah.
Just ask him. Let him guide you. Guess what? He cares about the little things. He cares about the big things. He cares about everything in between. And so as a comedian, people are thinking, "Oh, well, I'm really surprised that she's talking like this because she doesn't really sound like a comedian." But my love for people supersedes being funny. And so, so when I think of that, it's just like, oh, I can totally see what you're saying, Kim. As like kind of a personal monogram for the traditional wear, like you're saying, like how many times can you expect to see a man in tan pants and a red shirt, and you just automatically assume he works at Target?
Right.
Because it's such a normal outfit. Like I get that. I totally get that. Just be really really careful and be really mindful what you allow on your body, because your organs are not meant to filter certain things. So just be careful. Just be aware and be careful. And first and foremost, ask the Lord, is this something you want me to do? Ask him. Don't just take it's funny. Don't take your life into your own hands. Surrender your life to him and let him lead you in the way you need to go. Trust me, my life has been led the way he's wanted it to go, and because of it, I'm a comedian, and because of it, we have an award-winning sitcom, and because of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean it's your life's going to be boring. Trust him; he will lead you on a path that you can't even imagine for yourself. I could not have imagined this. I couldn't have imagined being on Kim Sorrelle's podcast. Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh. Well, I love it that you are cheering from your heart so deeply because you obviously do just care so much about people and that is your number one. And then be
Yeah,
fun, right? So
yeah.
I love that. And speaking of the be funny, I know a lot of funny people. I don't know a lot of comedians. And so explain the difference and how you go from being a funny person to actually bringing that funny show on stage.
What an awesome question. Okay, comedy, like other skills, is just that. It's a skill. There is it is a skill that anyone can learn. There are amazing books. Okay, I don't like the name of this book. I'm just saying it's called the Comedy Bible because it teaches you the foundation and the framework for how to write comedy as a skill. No, it is not a Christian book. Yes, there is colorful language in this book. Just saying, just like, but anyone can learn the skill of comedy. And it is, if you are in business, you need to have some comedic chops, because comedy isn't just for entertainment, it's also a brilliant business strategy to help speakers. When you infuse humor into your keynote speech, into your signature story, into your book, into whatever that thing is, into a business proposal, people will not remember everything you have to say, but they will remember how you made them feel. And so I love the Comedy Bible as a guide. Anyone can learn. There are, even for kids, if you have a young jokester in your family, buy a comedy book. There are kid friendly comedy books that you can go. They're very, very inexpensive. And you can learn the skill of comedy. You can learn about the mind mapping. So it's totally possible. And you build one little bit at a time. And as you build, you get to test it by going to an open mic. And so I started learning how to build 3 minutes at a time, just little bite-sized things. I've just been doing it for long enough that now I've got a really solid 45 minutes. And most of the time when people want me to come and do comedy, it's for a half an hour because it's part of a women's event. And so they have praise and worship, and I get to do comedy and bring the joy of the Lord and bring laughter and joy. And then someone will talk afterwards and really bring the whole message home. And yeah, I highly encourage everyone needs to learn at least a little bit of foundation of comedy because it will help you with your outlook on life. It will help you deal with struggle, right? Who hasn't had real life happen? Okay. I want to recommend Dry Bar Comedy. Dry Bar Comedy is a wonderful, clean comedy platform. If you are going through life, we are well up into the at the moment we're in the holiday season, but listen, people need to laugh regardless of what time of year it is, and so I highly recommend the Dry Bar Comedy. I have a number of girlfriends that I personally know and love that have Dry Bar specials. They love Jesus, and you can watch comedy. It will help elevate your heart and your mind if you're walking through something tough. I highly recommend it.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. And I love that you're saying that it's a skill that anybody can learn. I do wonder though, how much is inborn because I know people who are funny and I know people who really have very little sense of humor. And so do you think you got to come from somewhere to be able to learn the skill? Like you got to have some sort of foundation?
No, no, if you have life, that's the foundation,
Yeah.
right? Because most comedy comes from your life, what you've experienced, what you've gone through, what you've had. Like the best comedy comes from the worst things that have ever happened. That's the best comedy. So if you've had life, regardless of what your personality is, there are tons of different styles of comedy. There are dry comedians that are hysterical because they're dry and that's their personality. And then there are people that are like me that do musical comedy, and I do traditional stand-up comedy too, but most of the comedy I do is to song, and it's very female driven, relatable type comedy. But there are lots of different styles to comedy and personalities to comedy. So you don't have to be the class clown to be a brilliant comedian. You just have to have life, which we all have, and know how to do the framework and the setups, and that's teachable.
Wow, I love that. I love that. So you recommended the Comedy Bible. That's a great recommendation, but this is also something you do. You help people with this.
I do. I help people find their funny. I
I
do.
love
You
that.
if you want help to find your funny, I've got you. Whether it's just a simple talk or like I said, a story. If you want to learn beginning comedy strategies, I got you. I'm here for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. And we're going to have how to get a hold of DeAnn, of course, in the show notes and whatever. But I'm telling you, everybody, she's brilliant. You're hysterical. Your comedy is hysterical. I love your singing voice. I love your music. You're just so multifaceted and so talented. Like if you ever have a chance to go in person and see DeAnn, or if you have a chance to say, hey, we should hire her for a thing that we're doing, do it. Do it. She has my full endorsement. I'm telling you, everybody,
Oh,
sides are going to hurt. You're going to be laughing so hard. And it will be a night. It's always a night to remember. It's unforgettable. So hats off to you, DeAnn. You have honed your craft so well.
honey, thank you so much. Coming from you, that is an absolute high honor. When I consider the woman that you are, how you love people, how you cheer for people, it makes me want to just bend backwards for you. And I love your podcast. I loved learning about who you are and what you stand for. And honestly, to be on this platform is it is a joy and an honor. It really is. You are also so completely crazy gifted. And when I think of you, I think of the man in the Bible that was given several talents. and you're capitalizing on every talent. And so when the master returns, he's going to say, wow, I'm going to bless you with even more talents, because everything that I gave you, you took it and you ran with it the way that I was calling you to do. And so I can't wait to see what happens just with you in 2026. Like, I'm
Be
like,
a great year.
what's gonna come next? I can't wait. Like, what's next? I have to be on the front end of the receiving of whatever your goodness is.
Well, thank you for all that. That was so sweet. I appreciate your words. Very kind. Okay, so you're not just a comedian. You're not just a singer. You're not just a piano player. You're not just a wife. You're not just a Christian. You're not just a anything. Like you, there's so much. And you are also the general of joy.
uh, every time I hear that, my heart just, for those of you listening, you're going to hear a shift in the tone of my voice, and you're going to see a difference if you're watching. When when I hear you say that, you're also the general of joy. That is the real heart of the ministry that I adore. That is my favorite, because the Lord has, through my whole life, shared strategies on how to develop joy as a strength and to be able to equip people with that skill set. Joy is a choice. Kim, you touched on it earlier in the podcast. Everything that we do is a choice. Joy is very much a choice that we have access to that choice daily. And so having the honor of imparting victory one strategy at a time to women, so that they get to have the victory and they know how to keep the victory in the joy department in their life. Because here's what happens with joy: it never stays in one place. Joy is like, right, have you heard in the Bible the oil of gladness? It gets everywhere. So you might adopt it into your life in one particular area where you think, man, I really need joy in my life. I really need some humor in my life. I need some laughter in my life. My life is just, maybe I've just been through so much that the lackluster that I experience, and the dull of just the daily grind has worn on me. Come into our community with General of Joy. I love equipping you with these tools that are biblically based. And right now, like, I'm going to do this again. Right now, we're in the Christmas season, but this is going to happen multiple times through 2026. Okay, so we're regardless of when you're listening to this, this is going to be applicable. But at the moment, we have the General of Joy through the holidays, and it's really to help women not just get through the holidays, but grow through the holidays, specifically in joy, because sometimes the holidays are extra difficult for people. And I want to equip as many people, specifically women for now, how to have the joy through the holidays. But I'm going to do this multiple times through 2026. And so being equipped with the strategies to receive joy, to keep joy, and to thrive in joy means every area of your life is going to be touched by it. And so anytime you see me, with whether I'm doing stand-up comedy or producing another sitcom or whatever the Lord has me in that lane, you'll hear about General of Joy, because that is meant to give you, and I want a whole army of joyful generals. This is a movement. It's not just a little thing. And so I'm inviting people to Celapayusa. Oh my gosh, we're doing this monthly. We just had our first one. And I'll tell you how you can get in touch with me. Seriously, women come into this really, really bougie, like, 20s style vintage theater, and we've got a stage and a spotlight, and women get to be celebrated. We all need this, and celebrating each other builds joy. Right? There's not enough of that goes around. And so the Lord like totally put on my heart, I want you to do something fun that celebrates women. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that sounds fun. And so we started Celapayusa. So every woman, let's say like Kim would be our guest, okay? Like if when I get to receive Kim as my special guest in Celapayusa, she would get on the platform and she would celebrate for a minute. Of course, she's Kim Sorrelle, so I'm going to give her longer than a minute to celebrate like breakthroughs, and whether she like successfully got through menopause without killing her husband. Like, we celebrate everything, you guys, okay? It could be your child has been potty trained. It could be that you just stepped out and started your very first business. It could be anything. It could be any I got my first gray hair. Like, we'll celebrate everything. I've got more than just a few. Like, yes, I color my hair, okay? So we celebrate whatever you want to celebrate. You say it for a minute or two, depending on how many girls we have that are attending. And then for a whole minute afterwards, we celebrate your victory. We've got bubbles, we've got noisemakers, we've got like anything, and just to elevate you, build you up, and celebrate you, because joy comes when you know that you're not alone, and you're not alone. And so my team doesn't even know this yet, y'all. We're going to have a New Year's. And again, we're doing this every month, and we'll probably step it up to twice a month, because women, we, life is too hard to not be celebrated. It's too hard. And so we're creating this whole Celapayusa as part of General of Joy, so that anyone and everyone, whether you know Jesus or not, that doesn't matter to me. We want to celebrate you. So you can come, we get to celebrate you, build up and boost up your joy. Then I can give you a strategy for how to keep your joy, so that the next time that we come back together, we get to celebrate something new, a new breakthrough that you have. So I'm all about the joy, sharing the joy. My mandate from God is to literally bring joy to the world. That's what he told me. So that's what I'm doing.
Wow, I love that. It's almost like you wrote the song, Joy to the World. I
I
love
love that song.
everything.
I do. I
Yeah.
sing it all the time. Especially now, I sing it all the time.
Yeah. Well, I love everything that you just said. There's a couple things that I just want to point out that you just said that are so good. Joy is a choice. You get to choose joy. You get to decide which way you want to take what comes into you. You're in control of your own narrative. So if somebody says something to you a certain way, you can go, oh my gosh, they meant this, and read between the lines, or you can just take it at face value. This is what they said. And it doesn't matter. And don't let them rob your joy, because there are things that can rob your joy. What I love about you, I love the whole Celapalooza. You're 100% right. We need to be celebrated. Absolutely. And we need to celebrate each other. Like women, oh my word, this is a bandwagon. This is a soapbox. This is a something I could get on and stay, because too often we compete with each other. I heard once that men will look at each other, like pass each other in the mall or whatever, and go, yeah, I could take him. Yeah, I could take him, like that. That's the attitude. And women look at other women and go, well, I'm prettier than she is, or I'm thinner than she is, or I'm better than she is. And it's like, why are we competing with each other instead of just celebrating each other? We need to stop the competition and stop the judgment. Let people be who they believe God has created them to be, because you want that same grace coming back to you to be who you believe God created you to be. So you got to extend it if you want to receive it. And joy is something that you can choose every single day. It is always 100% of the time there for you, whether you accept it or not, it's there. And so I love, DeAnn, that you have strategies, because people need strategies. sometimes it is not easy to figure out how to get the joy back or how to
Yes.
see the joy in something, how to receive the joy and live in the joy. Those things can be so difficult. And you have these incredible strategies that once you know them, you don't unknow them. So once you learn this strategy on joy, you will forever know that strategy on joy and be able to live in joy. And there's more than one great strategy that you have. And so you're fabulous in every possible way. And I'm glad we're best
Ah.
friends. You're just amazing. But I love it. I love what you do. And joy is so big and such a big part of, should be a part of everybody's life. It's just a joyful way to live. It's just such a better way to live in the happy. And I love that you talked about the oil of gladness, because when oil spills, it spills and it goes off of you onto the floor, onto whoever else is nearby, onto whatever crowd of people. Like it just spreads, it just goes. And it's just the way it is, the way we show up for people, the way we walk into a room, the way we are with people. If we're joyful, the chances of them being joyful are so much greater, because you're sharing it. It doesn't just stay within you, it exudes from you. And sharing it is all the better. You talked about that, about community, about being with people. It's so true. Everything you say is just so good. So good. I love it.
And do you know one of my favorite things that happens in an environment like that is collaboration? Because, like, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we need to have a Love Edition Celapayusa, right? Because people get to have love and they get to be celebrated all at the same time, and they walk away feeling like $1 billion because you are priceless, and you actually get to meet people and make friendships, and because everybody says their name, and like you've got to see my virtual room. Okay, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun, and so you all need to just come. You're all invited.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, again, that'll be in the show notes. But yes, go and see. It's a fabulous thing that you're doing. I love that you're doing it. I just love it. So since we're on that topic, and since it is the season it is, and it doesn't really matter what time of year, there's always a season, right? Because then it's Valentine's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's Father's Day, it's Fourth of July, it's Easter, it's whatever it is. It's like we go from one season to the next and the next and the next. I mean, just look at what Target has up on their shelves and you know what season you're in. And with every season can come some difficulties, depending
Yes.
on what's happened to you in life and when it's happened, timing of things, whatever. Different seasons can bring different challenges for different people. And so we're always in a season. So I would love for you to give, I know this is not easy because normally you talk for quite a while when you give like how to get joy, but do you have like a strategy that somebody could implement quickly into their life?
Oh yes, yes. um I'll even give a bonus. Okay, the first one, right? When you were mentioning joy thieves, all right, because I definitely addressed that. There are situations that happen uh, with people that may come into like your close proximity, and they're so used to just coming around you and complaining and complaining and complaining, and they this is going to sound strange, but there are people that thrive on fussy. There are people that thrive on complaining. They thrive. They want you to know all the horrible things that are going on. So the quickest strategy that I have implemented, that Jesus himself implemented, okay, I call it pulling at Jesus, okay. I will put I will it doesn't matter, even if it's um even if it's a close acquaintance, okay, I will put my hand out like I'm going to shake their hand, and I will say, wow, thank you so much for sharing that with me. And when you put your hand out, people are naturally prone to accept your hand like a handshake. Okay, after you shake their hand and keep it short and sweet, then let go. You are literally saying, I'm excusing myself from this conversation. And that is a physical cue that you can use. Now, did Jesus say it that way? No, he just disappeared. Okay, he was like, you can use the bathroom as an escape. You can absolutely can. If someone comes around, oh, please excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. It doesn't mean you need to go potty, but it means you can go to the bathroom and close the door to interrupt a situation that is unpleasant. You can totally do that. So in the Bible, Jesus's disciples, they were looking all around for him. There was a huge crowd of people, and they were upset with him because they think that he basically flaked out on them and he disappeared. And they're like, Master, where have you been? Like, we've got this whole crowd of people over here. They want to be healed. They want to be ministered to. And he's like, yeah, I had to leave. I needed time alone with my father. Right. And so you can excuse yourself, and that is entirely like a really, really quick response. Now to something that I usually take a little bit more time, but I can do this quickly, is I want you to think about one thing, just one. Okay, not women, listen to me. Not all 100 things that you think are wrong with you, because they're not. That's just how you think of yourself. Just think of one thing, just one thing. And Kim, I want you to do this right now. Think of just one thing that you are hard. You might say, I'm hard on myself, and I call that a thought bomb. All right. What is a thought that you have about yourself, whatever that thing is, and you don't need to say it out loud. Just think, okay, that's what that thing is, and I'm just going to be quiet for a minute so the audience can think, what is that one thing that you're hard on yourself about? What is that one thought bomb? Okay. Now, what is the opposite of what that thought bomb is? What's the opposite? I'll tell you one that used to be a thing for me in just a minute. All right. What's the opposite? Okay. Now, think about this. The devil is a liar. He's a liar. So he's going to be the one making those recommendations of what those thought bombs are. He's the one that it's coming from. It's not just your thought. He's suggesting it. And he's a liar. So why would he want you to think poorly about yourself in that particular area? Why would he do that? Think about that. And then I'll tell you. Okay, so the lie for me back in January of 2025 was, DeAnn, you're just a funny girl. You're not a businesswoman. You're not bright like that. You don't have a business degree. You don't know anyone like that. Just stick to comedy because that's like what you're just going to do. That was the thought bomb. You're not bright enough to be able to manage a successful 7-figure business or 8-figure business. You're just not. You're just a funny girl. And then I thought, okay, well, what's the opposite of that? Oh, I'm a brilliant businesswoman. I do have the people around me that I need to help me facilitate what those business strategies look like. Even though I don't, comedy is a business, y'all. I get paid to perform comedy, so it's a business, but it was still a kind of a roadblock for me. And so then I thought, well, why would the enemy want me to think that I could never be a successful businesswoman? And here's the truth. Because he's threatened by whatever he's trying to suggest. Because when you know what the actual truth is, it reframes your mindset. Your joy blows up out of proportion in the right way because you have just realized the victory is that he's threatened because you have just realized that the one thing he's wanted you to be so hard on yourself is the one thing where you're actually going to thrive. Like that's where you actually get the victory. It's like phenomenal. So now I'm like, oh, he's so threatened that I'm such a successful businesswoman. He's threatened because whatever financial results that come, that fruit that comes from my labor that he's calling me to do, that Jesus is calling me to do, is not just going to be successful for my family, but for everyone around me. I'm going to be able to have more of an impact. Why? Because the world needs joy. Well, of course the enemy's going to try and want to plant those thought bombs. Of course he doesn't want me to succeed in business. He doesn't want me to make an impact and joy in the world. So what is that thing for you? What has he been lying to you about? Oh, you're always going to be a couch potato. Why would he try to suggest that to you? Why would he try and keep you on the couch? Why would he try that? Oh, because he knows the effect of the woman that you're becoming right now, with just making one little tweak, is going to steal his territory because you're going to be able to walk a block. You're going to be able to impact your neighbors with whatever Jesus has put in you to share. Of course, the enemy is going to try and use that against you. So flip the script. That's what it's called. Flip the script on him. The victory is already yours. It's yours. You just haven't realized it yet.
So good. That's so good. So practical and so good. Shift your mind, flip the switch on your mind, on your brain, and flip the script. That's, oh my gosh. So good. That's so good. That's so
And
good.
you can do that with anything. You can teach your kids how to flip the script. You can teach them how to recognize a lie from the truth, right? How many times does okay, I've got and he's almost out of teenagehood. Okay, when he was younger, he struggled. He struggled with some real things as a child, as a kid, struggled. DeAnn, I can't believe that because you're a comedian. Are you kidding? Life still happens. I've got a comedic song called Mama Trauma. Look it up, okay? So our kids, they need to know these strategies. When you teach them, oh, mommy, I'm not that smart. Oh, that's a thought bomb. Why does the enemy want them to believe that they're not smart? Flip the script. Flip it. Give them the victory. Give your teenagers the victory. Give your husband the victory. If you listen, maybe you're a single rose now so that you can learn how to have these victories with you and Jesus, so that when the Lord brings your spouse, you will be able to fight with him, not against him. You'll fight with him to have victories for your marriage, because you won't believe the lie that the enemy is trying to feed you about your marriage, or that he's trying to feed you about that habit that he has. Why would the enemy always want wives upset with their husbands? Well, because they accomplish less. Think about this. When you apply this one strategy to all of your relationships, family and friendships, your co-working relationships, it will change everything. It will change everything.
So true. So true. That's so good. Oh, that is so good. That's so good. And I think that's a really good spot to end. We are so over time, but not really over time because this was perfect timing. Thank you for everything. You are fabulous. And I love what you do in the world. I love that you understand your giftings and that you share them, that you don't just bottle them up inside, but that you share everything, every part of you with the world. Thank you so much for all that you do.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah. I love who I get to be, and I give Jesus all the credit, all the credit.
So awesome. How can people get in touch with you?
So if you go to DeAnnAlaine.com, and I'll spell that for you, DeAnnAlaine, DeAnnAlaine.com. I am so easy to reach there. I'm so easy to reach there. And there's a lot on there. So have fun, hang out. I'm going to post when the next Celapayusa is going to be. You're all invited. And and okay, that thought bomb, the strategy for increasing your joy and the joy of those around you, we have just turned it into an item. It's a downloadable digital item for $7 that you can download it and use it over and over, and you can have your General a Joy Thought Bomb journal. And over time, let me tell you, what you're going to see is all of the different areas where the enemy has tried to attack you with thought bombs, and those areas where you've had the victory. And eventually, you will start to see a theme of where he has regularly been attacking you, to know, oh, this is an area where God is calling me in this area. You'll be able to see trends. And I've got a freebie on there too, but I'm telling you, this General of Joy um, digital journal is something that we're going to have one for kids. We're going to have one for women, and eventually we're going to have one for fellas, because I'm going to bring my husband in, and we're going to have General of Joy couples edition and Celapayusa couples edition. Right now, these things are for chicks. Sorry, they're just for chicks for now. I got to stay in my lane as the Lord leads, but yeah, you'll be able to find that on DeAnnAlaine.com.
That's awesome. That's so great. That's so great. So for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you can have joy every day of your life. Like, that's priceless. That is absolutely priceless. Thanks for offering that. That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. I love you. Again, thank you for being here. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. You probably know somebody who needs to listen to DeAnn, who needs to hear this episode. Pass it along to people. Subscribe to the channel, but pass this along, because she gave us so much gold today, so many wonderful things that are for everybody. So please pass it on. And I just want to say, until we see each other again, I just pray that you keep your heart open and you live your love loud.